Yes, Juman, also known as Juby, and watch now is always Arsenal. Now we are 2 games in the season with 6 points. Unfortunately, we didn't get a clean sheet, but today we won 4-2 against Leicester City. Now, Leicester City started with a good lineup, but we started with a better lineup. We started with the same lineup against Crystal Palace with Ramsdale in the goal, Saliba and Gabriel centre back, Zinchenko on the left back position, Ben White right back, Partey and Xhaka in the midfield with Odegaard right above them, and Saka on one side, Martinelli on the other side, and Gabriel Jesus on top. Now, of course, Jesus was involved in all 4 of the goals, and at no point of time, and I'm being real with you all, at no point of time I felt like we were going to lose that game. We played a very well disciplined, passionate, and according to Arteta, we played with clarity. We actually looked like we knew what we were doing. At times, Leicester got the better of us, but more or less we were in control of the game. And what stood out to me is the fact that even conceding the own goal, unfortunately, with Saliba, we didn't budge. Our players understood the assignment, and we scored like within less than 2 minutes. We were able to capitalize and extend the lead. Of course, we conceded another goal. I felt like we should have held down Madison, because he was dinking some balls into the box some about 10 minutes before he scored his goal. So he started to get into the game, and he scored a goal against Ramsdale. Now, Ramsdale should have done better, but that shot was a real good shot. But regardless of that, we came back and scored within 2 minutes again. And the final score turned into 4-2. And to be honest with you, I'm really impressed with Xhaka's performance. Xhaka worked really hard in the midfield alongside Partey. But Xhaka, he was making some kind of runs that we're not accustomed to seeing Xhaka do. And he rightfully was rewarded with a goal. Um, Partey did well, was very composed in the midfield, was firm in his tackles and so on, but he still had to work on his passing. Partey needs to work on his passing. I noticed he got his shots lower, so he's not shooting over bar now. I think he took 1 or 2 shots and they were not on target, but Partey just need to continue doing what he's doing defensively, commanding the midfield and that kind of stuff. But he had to work on the passing. But nevertheless, on the brighter side, Martinelli, I'm not surprised. Martinelli is a big player, has been a big player, and just needs to continue playing and threatening anyone who comes in his way. Martinelli is fearless. He is going into any challenge defensively, and he is putting defenders on the back burner when he's attacking. Martinelli is a boss player, and I really would expect much more from him, and I hope that he continues to work hard. Of course, he's trying to make the Brazilian national team, so that's a good incentive. But even better than that, he's playing alongside Gabriel, who more or less is already on the Brazilian national team as a regular. And Martinelli has a point to prove, and he scored a really good goal today. And that's just like the icing on the cake. Martinelli is a crucial player for us, and he continues to show the world what he can do. And of course, Emery would have signed him, but I'm glad now that Arteta is giving him his just due and have him as a regular on our squad. Saka was kind of out of the game today. Unfortunately, he never really got the afterburners on. Marty had him, was roughing him up a few times, and he never really was into the game. But it's not much of a disappointment because generally the entire squad played a well executed game. I disappointed with not getting the clean sheet, but I can't ask for too much. We got 3 points, and we now face Bournemouth. Bournemouth, how is pronounce that team? Bournemouth. Regardless, we're going to that game and beat them. We just want to beat all the opponents that come, especially at the starting of the season, with the World Cup coming in the middle of the season. We want to try to win as much as our game as possible. I don't even want draws. I want wins. If we had a loss, it had to be like a real tough game against one of the better, stronger sides. But any of these mid-table to lower table teams have to get blew out. With the higher teams, the teams who are accustomed finishing on the top four and that kind of stuff, we're going into those games as well, looking to win. And I am not too, I'm being optimistic. I feel like we could stand up against any side with our starting 11. And it was nice to see Tierney coming onto the field, Smith Rowe coming onto the field, and Ketia coming onto the field. It's good to know that we have players who can still produce for us coming off the bench. Now, Nketiah, you know how I feel about Nketiah, but he is playing with a certain level of confidence now that I can't really fight. You know what I mean? So, big up Arteta. If you're watching the All or Nothing series, you know Arsenal FC is clarity, is passion, and is energy. So we're rolling with that. You know what I mean? Big up Martinelli, outstanding performance. I'm not surprised. I just want him to continue. Xhaka had a good game as well. And big up the team. Unfortunate for Saliba, but Saliba is a rock solid defender. Next game, we're looking for 3 points again. Hopefully we can get the 3 points and a clean sheet. But Arsenal FC, we outside. It's always Arsenal. Don't forget.